Are you looking for a great lasagna recipe? Well, take a look at this. This is our Spinach Alfredo Lasagna, also known as white sauce lasagna, and we're going to show you exactly how we make this. Julie has filled this pot with some nice hot tap water. Now we're going to grab 12 ounces of lasagna noodles and let those soak in that pot for 15 to 20 minutes. Again, we're not boiling these. We're just going to let those soak in the hot tap water. And you can see Julie lays out those lasagna noodles in a crisscross pattern here. And that's just to make sure the noodles are fully exposed to the water for the entire time that they are soaking for. Julie has those all in there, so now it's time to move on to some other things while those are soaking. Now we've got 1 pound of pork sausage, which have been placed into a skillet on the stovetop here at a medium-high temperature. She's going to cook this all up until it's a nice golden brown. She breaks down this pork sausage using her meat chopper. Now that we've got that cooking on the stovetop, we make a quick scoot over to the island and grab 16 ounces of ricotta cheese, placing that into a clean bowl. We follow that up with 1 large egg right into that same bowl. We've got the salt and pepper shakers standing by, so this gets applied just to your own liking. Next up is the shredded Parmesan cheese. We're going to go with a 1/2 cup of the shredded Parmesan cheese. And this is the type that's refrigerated at your grocery store or in the deli. And don't forget we're multitasking here, so you want to keep a close eye on that pork sausage. And speaking of multitasking, if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and give us a quick like, and that helps us out quite a bit. She's turned off the burner because our meat is ready. Julie was just saying there that she needs to drain that pork sausage now, so she tilts that slightly and lets that slowly drain out just like that. And we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes while we do a few other key tasks. And now we scoot right back to the island here to the ricotta cheese bowl and add 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Now we're grating up 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. This actually was cheese that was frozen at one point, so it's not grating quite as well, but it still does just fine. Once we've got this all in there, we're going to want to fully mix this up thoroughly. And certainly excuse that background noise. The kids are watching a movie in the other room. With that fully mixed up, we're going to grab a 15-ounce jar of Alfredo sauce, and we're going to place that into a new mixing bowl. Then we turn our attention back to the pork sausage, which should be done draining by now, and that will be poured into the Alfredo sauce bowl just like so, making sure to avoid getting that grease in there, which we've drained out nicely. Yeah, we don't want any of that in there, that's for sure. Now that we have the sausage mixed in with the Alfredo, we're going to fully stir this just to make sure it is fully mixed together. And at this moment, it's a perfect time to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Next up, we've got 10 ounces of chopped spinach. This was one of those frozen packages that Julie thawed out in the microwave. Now she is fully draining that, squeezing out all of that moisture, using a simple strainer over our very cluttered sink. It's been quite the busy day. And once we get that spinach all fully strained out, we add that into the Alfredo and sausage, and hey, we might as well start doing some more mixing. That's looking really good there. So now we've got our 2 bowls waiting on those noodles, which have been soaking for 15 to 20 minutes. They're ready to go now. This is like the 4th thing Julie has made today, so it's been a very, very busy day. Now she's grabbing that Alfredo sausage and spinach mix and placing 1/3 of that into the bottom of a 9x13 baking dish, evenly spreading a thin layer across the bottom of the dish. And now we're ready for our first layer of lasagna noodles. laying those out as evenly as you can. You might have to do a little bit of overlapping there just to make sure it fully covers across the full dish. And we'll take care of that end after we spread out this layer of the cheese mixture. This is about 1/3 of that cheese mixture here going on top of those noodles. And then we'll finish up that end. She just wanted to make sure she had enough noodles to cover everything for this lasagna. And again, make sure that cheese layer is fully spread out across this full layer. And also on this layer, you're going to add another 1/3 of the Alfredo sausage and spinach mix. Being sure to evenly spread that out across this layer as well. Then here we've got another layer of the lasagna noodles. And we also have our daughter Grace here, who has found some old drawings she had when she was a lot younger. She's come a long way. And you can see here, Julie finishes this layer of noodles off with a couple small pieces of lasagna instead of full pieces. Then next up is another layer of the cheese mixture. Once this layer is fully evened out, I'm sure you know what's coming next, the remaining mixture of the Alfredo sausage and spinach. Now for our last layer of lasagna noodles, we've only got 3 noodles here left. One of them is broken, so we're just going to lay these right in the middle of the dish to balance this out as best as we can, working with what we've got. And on top of that last noodle layer, we go with the remaining cheese mixture, spreading that out again.
Cover it all with good mozzarella cheese.
Alright, you heard her. One last layer here. This is going to be shredded mozzarella cheese right on top, approximately 1 cup. It doesn't have to be exact, just enough to cover that full top layer.
There you go. Then you cover it and bake it for 45 minutes and stay on for 15.
So we got the foil that goes on top, and then we're going to bake this for 45 minutes at 350 degrees in the preheated oven. And once baking is fully done, you want to let that stand for 15 minutes. Then you're ready to dig in. And be sure to check out the description below so you can see and copy all the ingredients very quickly. And you know what goes perfectly with this lasagna? This garlic bread right here. And to continue on to that video, just click right up there. Please do share your comments below and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. God bless.